Knowing if you can afford to buy a home is simple. If you make the median income, you cannot afford to buy a home. Simple. I'm not saying this to be cruel or mean, I'm just saying the facts. The facts is if you make the median income in Canada, in most of the cities in the country, you cannot afford to buy a primary residence. This is housing affordability by city. Quote, ratio of home price index to median household disposable income. Disposable income is typically 70% of gross annual household income, but I'm going to use the ratios for gross annual household income instead. Just keep in mind that the ratios will make it harder to afford a home. Vancouver tops the list at over 14 times median household disposable income. Toronto comes in at 12, whole bunch of cities between 5 and 11. The lowest on the chart is 4 in Regina. The rule is you can afford to buy a home if it's priced at less than 3 times gross annual household income. So if you make $100,000 in your household per year, the most that you can afford is $300,000. This does not tell you what is available in the market. A lot of people say like, I make $100,000, I can't afford anything around me. That doesn't matter. It's not talking about the market. The rule is talking about you. You cannot afford to buy a primary residence in that market. Nothing about the market at all. Looking at this chart, you can tell if you make the median annual household income, the decision whether or not you can afford to buy is very simple. The answer is no, you cannot afford it. Having said that, everyone likes to correlate income with the price of a home. That is a made-up relationship. Shelter has been, is, and will always be a consumer product. It is speculative consumption. And what's correlated with consumption? Wealth. The wealthier you are, the more you can consume. Consumption is correlated with wealth. The 3 times rule is just to make sure that the buyer who buys the home can afford the home and pay back the lender. That's all the rule's for. But consumption is always tied to wealth. The wealthier you are, the more you can consume. These are all made-up relationships. Not tied to income. It's speculative consumption, not tied to income at all. So what's the solution? 2 solutions. 1, you boost your income so that the price of the home is less than 3 times gross annual household income. Or number 2, you get wealthier. Learn the lessons about money that your parents and teachers should have taught you. Download my free newsletter linked off the bio. Good luck. Take care.